Mario Cristobal's strong stance over Deion Sanders' spring idea after Miami HC drops massive Carson Beck update. Well, spring games are the hot gossip this season. Some teams fear them like ghosts, escaping tampering like Nebraska, Texas, and Ohio State, while others see their benefits like Michigan, Colorado, and Miami. Among all, Deion Sanders tried to bring in a new twist to it, pitching a spring game against another team. Interesting, right? Even teams like Syracuse hopped on to make it happen, but the NCAA made sure that doesn't happen anytime soon. And just like them, Miami's Mario Cristobal isn't buying the hype either. Looks like the sport is evolving, but not everyone is adapting. Now, Deion Sanders previously attempted to introduce a pro-style spring practice concept to college football, but the NCAA quickly shut it down, citing timing, issues, and claiming it provided a competitive and recruiting advantage. However, it was clear that such a practice could have helped players identify their weaknesses rather than just dominating their teammates. Despite the proposal, Mario Cristobal remains unfazed and firmly rejects the idea, stating on Inside the U, "You know, the NCAA is kind of expect the unexpected, right? So I think we have a formula that's worked for a long, long time. One that was they came before us, right? The days of Coach Schnellenberger, Howard, and Coach Johnson, Jimmy, and I had a chance to work out there for Coach Saban and whatnot." Mario Cristobal frequently mentions one of the greatest coaches, Howard Schnellenberger, with reverence. Schnellenberger notably elevated Miami's football program in 1983, securing a victory against Nebraska in the Orange Bowl. Despite the chaotic move, Schnellenberger's legacy remains legendary. Then Jimmy Johnson took over, achieving remarkable success by winning 52 out of 61 games in 5 seasons, appearing in 5 consecutive New Year's Bowls, clinching the national championship in 1987, and narrowly missing another in 1986 against Penn State. However, Cristobal is yet to match this success in terms of coaching accomplishments, despite his impressive background as a former standout offensive lineman for Miami, contributing to national championships in 1989 and 1991. While he speaks passionately about building a legacy, Cristobal is still in pursuit of his first championship ring. But he is sure his team's making development this season, as he says, "From a practice standpoint, it's worked really well, and we want to stick to it. We want to get better, get as many reps as we can, and keep our guys healthy, but never shy away from physicality. I mean, they'll tell you, we compete every single day, and we need that. No jargon, no cliches, just pure mentality." Cristobal builds strength through intense repetition to maintain a competitive edge. And the players? They're on board. With intense determination, the Hurricanes return to action. As running back Mark Fletcher Jr. explains, "We definitely have a chip on my shoulder," he says. "We were so close, being right there. But the margin for error is very small. We have to prove that we can execute week in and week out. We've got no days off. We have to be locked in at all times." Mario Cristobal's positive intel on Carson Beck's progression. Fresh off a $4 million NIL-fueled move from Georgia and a torn UCL that ended his season in the SEC title game, Beck has continued to stay engaged, despite his arm still being parked. As Miami's spring practice comes to a close without their new QB1 in action, Beck remains a vocal presence on the sideline. He actively participates in walkthroughs, analyzes coverages, and dissects pass protection as if he has been in Coral Gables for years. Coach Cristobal recognizes the potential Beck brings to the team, and Mario Cristobal can sure see the progress, as he says, "Progressing well, probably a little bit ahead of schedule. I know everybody would like to see him throw it, really wing it out there. Again, everything is ahead of schedule, and we're very excited about his progress. Excited being around because of his level of football IQ and the way he understands the game. It's a natural presence about him, but I guess I'll save all that talk for when he's actually practicing." That's the key. Beck's success isn't just about his statistics. Yes, last season he threw for 3,485 yards and 28 touchdowns, leading Georgia to a playoff berth. Now, if not reps, what kind of progress is Carson Beck showing? Mario Cristobal stated that out loud, saying, "The best way you possibly can in this sport, you have to take as many mental reps as you can. comes in the form of meetings on the chalkboard, work, and walkthroughs during the course practice. Being behind the quarterbacks, getting every signal, communicating, verbalizing, making sure he's going through his audibles, any check, any adjustment, protections, meeting with the offensive line coach, meeting with the coordinator at length daily. And Carson Beck is indeed making that connection with Miami's offensive line. Even five-star mauler Francis Mauigoa made his stance clear, saying, I feel confident about this guy. He comes in and talks to us about like, hey, can I do this? Can I do that? Can I set the protection this way? I know this guy's going to come in, and that brings us confidence. He's been a great guy. The team is pretty sold on Carson Beck. Let's wait and see if he can actually meet Mario Cristobal's and his team's expectations this year. Akichu